Sightings has continued to follow developments in the San Luis Valley of Colorado and New Mexico, where bizarre livestock mutilations have been plaguing ranchers since 1967. It is an unexplained and gruesome phenomenon that just won't go away. They may call this part of New Mexico God's country, but if you're a cattle rancher here, this is hell on earth. Bizarre livestock death, commonly known as cattle mutilation, continues to occur with alarming regularity. Recently, a sightings team returned to the San Luis Valley to investigate a rash of new reports.
Somebody or something is killing these animals. And the shock to me was seeing these animals lie there, and they looked like they were just sleeping. But yet, their tongues were gone, the sexual organs were gone, the blood was gone.
Gail Stalen is a New Mexico-based livestock mutilation investigator. She has worked on over 50 cases, including 8 in 1996 alone. She is now concentrating her efforts in the Taos area, where the most recent mutilations have taken place.
The authorities right now, I do not believe, are handling mutilations in a proper way, or let's say a more professional way.
What I hope to change is to impose a forensic protocol on the cattle mutilations. I would like to see an organized response from the government to address this issue, to investigate cattle mutilations as a crime scene.
John Paternoster made the cattle mutilations a central issue in his recent bid for district attorney of Taos.
It's a growing mystery. It's a significant economic impact on the ranchers, and they deserve a response.
Carlos Trujillo is a cattle rancher in Peñasco, a remote town south of Taos. Just before our arrival, Trujillo had found his prize bull dead. Organs, including the heart, had been removed with an eerie surgical precision. Trujillo told local field investigator Michael Abbey that he was dissatisfied with the county inspector's findings. This was not the work of a coyote.
I talked to the inspector personally, and he said that it was some kind of a predator or coyote. Well, if them coyotes have knives like that, I mean, we're in a heap of trouble. We're in a heap of trouble.
Like many local ranchers, Trujillo doesn't know where to turn next.
It hurts. It hurts in the pocket.
The ranchers are frustrated, there's no question about that, about the lack of any kind of a response, a uniform, significant response from government.
As part of this investigation, sightings traveled to Albuquerque to try and get some answers from John Wortman, the director of the New Mexico Livestock Board, the state agency charged with investigating cattle mutilations.
I can't say that we've actually determined a specific cause of death in any of those. Some we've got a higher probability of that maybe they died of natural causes or struck by lightning or were killed by a predator or whatever. Yes, there are some of those that have been reported that we just have no explanation, but that's not to say that there was some deep, dark mystery about why they died. We just don't have a reason for why they were killed. We haven't been as careful with crime scenes in some of these mutilations as you would like to have if you're going to try to find evidence. And in some of these cases, there's very little evidence there. And when you walk in there and start rolling these animals around trying to figure out why they died, you destroy whatever evidence is there.
In those cases that remain unresolved, the Livestock Board believes that a conventional explanation will be found.
We think that there are individuals out there that are mutilating for whatever reasons, either ritual activities or vengeance or just pure vandalism.
The assertion by the New Mexico Livestock Board that there's cult activity behind these cattle mutilations or malicious vandalism, I have to say, is based, from my knowledge, on insufficient or completely absent evidence. It seems to me that everybody's got a lot of theories, but nobody's got a lot of hard evidence.
One prevailing theory connects the mutilations to UFOs.
Well, as an official here in response to the aliens are taking our cattle hypothesis, I understand there are people out there that firmly believe that. And I guess I can't prove that that's not true. We have no evidence that would point that direction. And at this point, we're not pursuing that as a possibility of the problem.
Eventually, better forensic procedures may help officials cope with the mutilations mystery. But for now, it's an economic burden for the ranchers and a mystery to the community at large.
We don't know. And until we do know from hard evidence obtained at the scene in a forensically responsible way, we're just guessing.
Gail Stalin isn't waiting for the wheels of government to turn in her favor. She takes this issue personally and continues to fight for the ranchers.
I'm going to continue investigating these mutilations because I truly believe that eventually we will find the answers.
In November of 1996, John Paternoster was elected district attorney for Taos and the surrounding county, and he's vowed to continue his fight to get to the bottom of the mutilations mystery.
If you've had a paranormal experience, please write to us at Sightings. Sightings can also be contacted at America Online at keyword sightings. Download images, sounds, and QuickTime clips from Sightings episodes. On the internet, access information about sightings and the paranormal at sci-fi.com/sightings.
Until next time, remember, no mystery is closed to an open mind. For Sightings, I'm Tim White. The top-secret military testing facility known as Area 51 isn't quite as top secret as the government would like. Worldwide press attention has focused the eyes of the world on the skies above Nevada. But while amateur ufologists clamor for a glimpse of Area 51, the real action, the experts claim, has moved eastward to the government's new Black Project playground. The beautiful San Luis Valley in south-central Colorado is no stranger to paranormal activity, both in the air and on the ground.
Everybody in this town has seen UFOs.
We saw lights come off of this side of the mountain over here, come clear across and go over the top of these mountains on this side.
This area is like the center of mutilation phenomenon.
There's an awful lot of strange things that occur in the mysterious Valley of Colorado.
It's developed into a pattern of activity people here have learned to live with. But lately, the skies above this high-altitude alpine valley have started getting crowded, leading many longtime residents to speculate that the military has moved in without notice.
I'm a supporter of the military, but I don't believe in doing things that we don't need to do.
It really makes me furious that they continue to fly over these children.
Patricia Richmond has been a school teacher in the valley for more than 25 years. She worries about an accident.
First time I had an encounter with them were two jets flying just almost about ground level. That person endangered not only his life, but the life of every child and every employee in that building.
While most residents appreciate the need for national security, they believe the secrecy surrounding testing here only protects the military, not them.
When it does happen, there should be accountability from the commanders, but apparently the commanders here don't feel that they should feel that they want to do anything.
Lieutenant Colonel Buck Buckingham is airspace manager of the Colorado Air National Guard. He says the accusations about unsafe flyovers are simply untrue.
The Air National Guard policy is we fly no lower than 500 feet, which is what we do. We did have calls about the schools in Moffett. We did have calls about people in a vehicle getting attacked. They really weren't getting attacked. They weren't being used as targets. They perceived it that way because of how low we were.
We do have a lot of people living here, and I suspect there are desert areas that they could fly and do their drills, which doesn't have any population in it. So why they need to fly over this area is not particularly clear, unless there's some hidden agenda.
Because the military isn't talking, speculation about that hidden agenda has led many in this close-knit community to fear the worst. Some people believe that their livestock and they themselves are part of a Black Project experiment involving extraterrestrial technology. Ray Cook, a third-generation Valleyite and former NASA engineer, believes the Pentagon has a more sinister purpose.
What's occurring in many cases is you have a training activity which might be conducted by a guard unit, for example, that could be used to cloak the introduction of a super-secret aircraft.
And what they may be cloaking, he says, is the go-ahead to build the Western Range Complex, known as the WRC. According to military officials, the WRC is still in the proposal stage, but area realtor Bob Senderoff fears this new military test center is much further along.
If they really need this airspace, maybe there's something they're not telling us. And if there's something that they're not telling us, then I think we have every right in the world to be concerned.
I think if those people down there, I don't know what their agenda is. I don't know if it's a personal agenda, a personal attack on the military.
Sometimes you see some things in the military that make you very upset. And sometimes I think to get to the root of the problem is I think the military's been a bureaucracy in our country for 200 years, and they've forgotten who they're accountable to sometimes and who they really work for.
According to documents obtained by sightings, the Western Range Complex flight corridor may extend south into New Mexico, rivaling the airspace now reserved for Area 51.
Some 70% of the increase that they proposed here is going to be flown by aircraft other than the local Air National Guard. And that big category of other, and of course other gives you the opportunity of mixing in flights by black programs on testing weaponry that they otherwise would not want to test out in the open.
We have no black projects. We have no laser capability. So whatever is going on down there that they think is, this gentleman, this unit, the Colorado Guard, knows nothing about it.
If you were going to run all your black projects, experimental craft, and you could throw in a few UFO type things to throw people off the track just enough to get them talking about aliens and UFOs, that it would be a great smokescreen and cover for any kind of operation you wanted to run.
I am suggesting we call the military to Window Rock and have them give us a report as to what they're doing.
I would say, quit lying. Tell us the truth.
Frustration is mounting as more and more people on the ground come to believe that their skies are being turned into the 21st century replacement for Area 51. Recent revelations about secret radiation testing nearby in the 1950s only confirm the fear that residents might be sitting ducks.
There has to be an integrated plan. And that integrated plan is something that they should lay on the table. And give people an opportunity to evaluate it, determine if that's something we really want to support, instead of trying to do it on a clandestine basis.
The eyewitnesses that sightings spoke with, particularly members of the Navajo Nation, are more than just angry. They're disappointed in a government they have supported and in a military they've served. And they wonder, if we can't be trusted, then who can?